time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkeys of the Day, ask Charlemagne.
I'm a Democrat, so being Donkey of the Day is a little bit of a mixed blessing.
So like a donkey. Hee-haw.
Okay.
Donkey of the Day.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Yes! Donkey of the Day for Friday, June 16th. What would have been Tupac's 46th born day. It's also the day Tupac's biopic, All Eyes on Me, is in theaters. So today is a big day for the culture, and today's Donkey of the Day is for cultural purposes only, okay? See, it's a woman named Elizabeth Banks. You may or may not know her. I didn't know her, but the only Banks I acknowledge is Wells Fargo, One United, and the family that consisted of Uncle Phil, Will, Carlton, Ashley, Hillary, and the dark-skinned Aunt Viv. Now, quickly, Elizabeth Banks is an actress-director. She's been in the Spider-Man trilogy. She was in that trash-ass movie called Seabiscuit. Don't debate me on Seabiscuit being trash, okay? I've never seen it, but horse racing is trash. And if horse racing is trash, then a movie about horse racing has to be trash.
It was pretty
good. Oh, stop it. She was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. She was in Hunger Games, and she directed Pitch Perfect 2. She did a lot more than that, but those are just a few things on her resume I wanted to run through just to paint the picture. She's not a new jack in Hollywood, okay? She's 43 years old. She's been around, and you know one of the principles in my book is give people the credit they deserve for being stupid, including yourself. So basically what I'm saying is the know-it-all knows nothing. None of us know everything. But when you're 43, and in certain worlds, there's just certain things you should know. Okay, Elizabeth Banks is 43 years old. She's an actress-director, so she should know about certain things, especially in the film world. But she doesn't. Elizabeth Banks was accepting the Woman in Film Crystal Award for Excellence on Wednesday at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. And during her acceptance speech, she decided to throw a shot at Steven Spielberg. You heard of Steven Spielberg, right, Angelina?
Yeah, of course.
You heard of Steven Spielberg, right, Envy? Mm-hmm. Okay, he's done a few films, Jurassic Park, E.T., Indiana Jones, The Color Purple, you know? I mean, he's no Tyler Perry, but he's popping, right?
This guy's stupid.
You leave Tyler Perry out of this.
Well, Elizabeth Banks tried to call Steven Spielberg out, and I wish we had the audio, but we don't. We couldn't find it anywhere, but I was reading the transcript. Basically, Elizabeth Banks was saying...
Transcript!
You know what I meant. Elizabeth Banks was lamenting the state of Hollywood movies that focus on telling women's stories. So she said, I went to Indiana Jones and Jaws, and every keyword, every movie Steven Spielberg ever made. And by the way, he's never made a movie with a female lead. Sorry, Steven, I don't mean to call you out, but it's true. Now, it's okay to be wrong. But what's not okay is when you get the correct information and still choose to be consciously wrong. Because according to the Wrap, an audience member attempted to counter Elizabeth Banks' claim in the moment. She said, no, Elizabeth, Spielberg did The Color Purple, which stars a woman you may know called Whoopi Goldberg. Okay? Last time I checked, Whoopi was a female, and she was the star of that movie, which made her the lead. Therefore, she is a female lead, which makes Elizabeth Banks wrong and makes her slander of Steven Spielberg null and void. But when she was corrected, Elizabeth Banks just kept her speech moving. In fact, Elizabeth responded to the interjection to get clarification on whether or not Spielberg actually directed The Color Purple. Some other idiot in the audience said he didn't, but the reality is he did. Okay? Now, I'm not in Hollywood. I'm not an actor or director, but even I know Steven Spielberg directed Color Purple, and I know that Whoopi Goldberg starred in that movie. The Color Purple is iconic, and because it's iconic, social media absolutely destroyed Elizabeth Banks yesterday, forcing her to apologize. So she said she messed up. She framed her comments about Spielberg's films inaccurately. She takes full responsibility for what she said, and she's sorry. She wasn't trying to dismiss the iconic Color Purple, blah, blah, blah. She ends it by saying those who have the privilege and honor of directing and producing films should be held accountable for our mistakes, whether it's about diversity or inaccurate statements. I'm very sorry, end quote. Now, this is one of those moments where I totally understand when black women say they feel invisible. Okay, The Color Purple, a movie that made $93 million domestically and was nominated for 11 Oscars. You don't remember Steven Spielberg made that film? You said you watched every movie Steven Spielberg ever made. You can remember the movie that starred aliens, the movie that starred dinosaurs, but you can't remember the movie that starred black women. I'm not making this a race thing. I'm just saying when black women say they feel invisible, this is pretty good evidence. I just don't understand how someone in Hollywood can ever forget about The Color Purple when discussing anything Steven Spielberg related. It's like talking about the great Michael Jordan moments and saying Michael Jordan never played sick, just forgetting about the flu game. Like, there's certain moments in Color Purple that if you can't quote verbatim, I don't trust you. Like, listen, I want you, as you're hearing this, I guarantee you're going to be saying this to yourself in the car if you're of a certain age.
Until you do right by me,
Everything you think about is gonna crumble.
Don't do it, Miss Celia.
Don't trade places with what I've been through. Come on, Celia. Let's go to the car. He ain't worth it. He ain't worth it. Who you think you is? You can't curse nobody. Look at you. You're black. You're poor. You're ugly. You're a woman. You're nothing at all.
Till you do right by me, everything you even think about is gonna fail.
Oh, man. Come on, man. Drop one of Clue's bombs for that, man. Those are bars, okay? How can you not quote this? Who don't remember this?
All my life
I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my uncles. I had to fight my brothers. Come on now. That's The Color Purple, damn it. Elizabeth Banks, you got to get it together. I'm glad you apologized, but you need to get on your knees and pray for repentance because it's not what you do that don't know me. Listen.
Till you do right by
The Color
I knew
Purple.
you was going to say that.
everything you even think about gonna fail.
Play it one more time. I need Elizabeth Banks to understand what I'm saying, okay? Play it again.
Till you do right by
The Color Purple.
everything you even think about gonna fail.
Listen, man, it's not what you don't know that makes you stupid. It's what you're not willing to learn. Don't die culturally clueless. Please give Elizabeth Banks the biggest hee-haw. Give her the biggest hee-haw. I was going to give her the sweet sounds and the Hamiltons, but you can't be 43 years old, an actress and a director in Hollywood and say that you've seen every movie Steven Spielberg ever made, but you just conveniently forgot about The Color Purple. No, you got to get a big hee-haw for that one.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in